This is the plaintiff, Rosie Rodriguez. She says she and the defendant dated for a while back in 2011, and now all these years later, he still owes her money she loaned him. The guy even begged her for the money because he needed to buy a new car. She can't believe the defendant would actually try to get away with not paying her back after all she did for him, and is suing her former lover here and now for every penny of the $4,000 she's owed. This is the defendant, Moises Contreras. He says he was going to pay the plaintiff back, but she was kicked out of her house and had to move in with him and his parents. Instead of the plaintiff paying rent, she deducted the money from the loan each month. He thinks the plaintiff ended up cheating on him with another guy. They had a bad breakup, and due to all of the stress, he went blind for a few days. Bottom line, he owes the plaintiff nothing but a stern goodbye. He's accused of lousing up a lover.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. These litigants once dated. She says that he stiffed her on a loan and a car, but the defendant says he more than paid her back and she cheated on him and he got so stressed out he went blind. It's the case of the blind in a bind.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Rosie Rodriguez, you are suing your former boyfriend, Moises Contreras, for $4,000 in loans that you say you made to him throughout your relationship and that he has refused to repay, correct?
Correct.
Tell me what happened.
He is my former ex-boyfriend.
Well, he's your present ex-boyfriend. He's your former boyfriend. He's your present ex-boyfriend. He's still your ex-boyfriend. For the rest of your life, he's going to be your ex-boyfriend. Go ahead. You were dating the guy for how long?
For 4 years.
All right. And how did you meet him?
In church. His grandparents are the pastors of our church.
Okay.
So
had you known the pastors for a while?
Yes, since I was a little girl.
All right. Was he part of the church too?
Occasionally. It's the bad boy goes to church for the girl, you know what I mean? That kind of story. So he started going to church more after we met each other.
Okay. You don't have children together, correct?
No,
okay.
I do not.
All right, so according to you, you want every penny back that you fronted for the guy for 4 years?
Every penny that I personally loaned out to him.
All right. Was she loaning you money?
Yeah.
All right, tell me about it.
Well, she loaned me money for a car, and I used that money, but then she got kicked out her mom's house. Well, it wasn't a
What was she kicked out of her mom's house for?
I guess because her mom didn't agree with me and her dating.
Why didn't her mother agree with her dating you?
I'm not sure what the exact reason is, but I feel like her mom kind of didn't think I was the right guy for her.
Okay. All right. So according to you, she loans you money to buy an Acura?
Yeah.
And how much money does she loan you?
I believe it was $1,500.
And what happened?
I bought the car, and then I had the car, and then I think it was around my birthday. She decided to leave from her mom's house because of the argument that occurred between her and her mother about me. She had nowhere to go, and then she was sleeping in her car and stuff like that. So then I felt bad, and I felt obligated because I was her boyfriend at the time. I took her into my parents' house. I spoke with my parents.
You took her into your parents' house? You mean your parents took her in, right? Because that's not even your house. All right,
yeah.
So your parents take her in, and she lives with your parents and you for how long?
Almost close to a year. Wasn't really a year there, because then we ended up moving out to my grandparents' house.
So wait, and so the pastor was having you two living in sin?
No. We weren't living
it was
with
his other grandparents.
Oh, the other grandparents. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so according to you then, what? All those months rent-free makes up for the loan?
It was not rent-free.
I'm not talking to you. Do you have an off button? Because I'm in the middle of trying to ask. It's hard enough to get him to talk, but you can't answer his questions for him. You're not dating anymore. That was when you were dating. All right, go ahead.
I'm sorry. What was your question? I'm sorry, I got
distracted.
Okay, so he's saying, hey, you know what? I mean, she lived for free for a year in my parents' house, so we should be...
No, just because you live with somebody while you were dating, that doesn't mean when you guys break up, the loan that you paid.
Right, but he's saying there's value to that.
There is no value. Somebody can put a voodoo curse on you all they want to, but it doesn't mean that they don't owe you any money. You gotta follow up with what you owe and take responsibility.
God, if I understood that, I would so agree. Going inside the courtroom.
What is your defense to whether you owe her the money for the loan, according to her, it's only $1,000?
It's $1,000 for that car. Then there was another car.
Okay, now we'll talk about that in a minute. So according to her, you still owe her $1,000. And your answer to that is what? What's your defense?
Well, I feel that I don't, because the fact that instead of her paying rent, my debt was being paid off.
Did you ever pay rent?
Yeah, I've been working this whole time.
That wasn't my question. Did you ever pay rent to anybody? I mean, to the grandparents or to the parents?
To his parents when we were there.
You paid how much rent?
I paid $150 every month.
Did he pay nothing?
No, because it was his son. I was
right. Was he working?
On and off, and it was only part time, like 18 hours. He really couldn't afford to pay rent. He'd only pay.
So why'd you spend so much time with him? Because 4 years isn't 4 months. It's a long time.
Yeah, I loved him. I did.
And what happened to change that?
I suddenly just woke up and I was like, "What the hell am I doing?"
Okay. Have you been talking to your parents all this time, or you don't talk to them?
Presently?
Yeah. I meant during the course of when you were dating him and they didn't want you to.
No, that's why I just woke up. I didn't want to jeopardize.
How long had you been not talking to your parents?
To my mom for a year and a half.
Wow. And you talking to her now?
Yes, I live with my mom now.
Okay. So, according to her, she was paying $150 every month. Is that true?
Yeah, in the beginning.
But that didn't in the beginning, and then what?
No, we didn't pay because it was an argument, and then we ended up moving out to my
Okay, so
grandparents'
what is your defense to the $1,000 left on the Acura loan? Because you admit it was a loan. That was never supposed to be a gift.
Yeah.
But I think what you were saying in your answer to the complaint is, but she lived rent-free off my relatives, so that works off my debt. Is that what you're saying?
No, I still feel like I do owe her that money.
Oh, that's funny, because that wasn't what you said in the answer to the complaint. All right, well, we got that out of the way. And then now we have another $1,400 for parts to repair. Is it a different car?
Yeah.
Different car.
The first one broke down, and the second, I ended up buying the second one.
And then that car needed repairs.
Yeah, I ended up crashing it.
You crashed it or somebody else?
Well, someone else crashed
Someone else did. And there was no insurance on it?
No.
Okay. So that car needed repairs, and did you have the money to repair it?
No, she helped me out with that.
Okay, were you supposed to pay her back for that?
Well, I did agree to pay.
Okay. So you agreed to pay for the repairs to the second Acura, and you agreed to pay for the loan she gave you to the first Acura. And what else? Did you ever contribute to your little household of those 4 years? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Contreras, how did you guys break up?
Well, it was her birthday, and then she decided to stay the night with her mom. And then from there, she said she wanted to move back with her parents. We were still together while she moved out, and then she started working, and I guess she met another guy. And I guess
How do you know she met another guy?
Because me and her were still talking at the moment. She let me know.
Well, had you broken up already?
Yes, I talked to him that I didn't want to be in a relationship with him, and I had met someone else.
Okay.
He was not my boyfriend, but we were
Did
just
you
talking.
take this well?
Well, I was still in love with her and everything, so then it turned into a whole bad breakup. I started bugging her, and it just came to an extreme level.
Stalking?
No, I didn't start stalking.
Not as bad as stalking, but
No.
You weren't taking no for an answer quite yet.
Yeah, I was being stubborn.
And then what happened?
And then one day it was just too much. I ended up going blind.
Going blind?
Yeah, for 4 days, I think.
What do you mean?
Well, the doctor said that so much stress blocked my vision.
You couldn't see anything?
No, ma'am.
From stress?
Yeah, that's what the doctor said. So then he gave me anxiety pills to calm down and stuff like that. And then after I got my vision back, we both, from there, after a while, she said, leave me alone. So then I left her alone after a while. I woke up as well.
Did she ever ask you to pay the money?
She messaged me on Facebook, but I was very ignorant and upset still. So I decided to tell her that I didn't owe her a penny, that she left me in debt and stuff like that.
How are you doing now? You okay?
Holding up, I would say.
How long has it been since you see her?
A year.
You have a new girlfriend now, right?
Yeah,
You have a baby on the way?
currently.
I don't even know what that means. And I'm not going
Do not ask another question.
Ms. Rodriguez, let me tell you a thing or two. Day in, day out, I have to sit here and listen to women whine, and it's usually women who make decisions that they're going to do something that is stupid. And by that, I don't mean dating you. I mean money, money, money. You know what I would like to do? I would like you to eat your loans, because I think that's the only way that people learn a lesson. But I am a judge who is sworn to uphold the law, and therefore, when I have someone saying, I loaned the guy money, and someone saying, yes, I borrowed money, and I'm supposed to pay it back, and I haven't, yeah, you win. But you don't really win, do you? Because what you need to do is learn something out of all this. And the only way that people in your position learn something out of all this is if it hurts them, okay? Based on what I've heard, I'm going to order him to pay you $2,400. As far as all the little amounts between that, that's the pots and pans of your 4-year relationship, and I'm not touching it. $2,400, verdict for the plaintiff.
So the plaintiff does collect, but gets some stern words from the judge. You step right in here, the defendant. What's your feeling coming up?
I just feel like, I'm not sure. I'm speechless, honestly. But I do feel like it was time to come up with the truth, and the truth came out, and it's the best just to say the truth.
You don't seem like you're over her.
Well, I mean, it's been a long time since I've seen her. It's been a year, and I mean, I thought feelings were gone, but feelings are still intact.
All right, so step on in here. The judge wasn't too pleased with the way you handled yourself either, but you did win $2,400.
I didn't win $2,400. That's my $2,400.
So what was it like to be in the courtroom with him?
I just don't even want to talk about it. I'm disappointed.
Harvey?
You know, something tells me if these two get back together, it is going to be a disaster.